Now today's topic is skewness. So in this chapter, previously we studied about the measure of central tendency, the measures of dispersion, and then moments, and now skewness and kurtosis. So before starting the topic, I want to remind you that what was central tendency and what was dispersion. So measure of central tendency, it gives us a single value which represents the whole data points, or we can say it is a single value around which all the data points they are nearby the central value, means central tendency. We expect that the around this central value all the data points are nearby. So that was a measure of central tendency. And next, measure of dispersion. So suppose we have calculated the central value. Now we check that whether the data points are closer to central value or they are far from the central value. So we measure the difference between the data points and its central value. So if this difference is higher, then we say the dispersion is higher, or the data is more scattered, data is more dispersed. So if the data points are far from central value, the measure of dispersion would be higher, otherwise it would be a lesser value. So and now next, the skewness. What is skewness? Skewness measures the symmetry of the data points around the central value. Means or we can say it does not measure the symmetry, but it measures the asymmetry of the data about the central value. So what does it mean? It means then, suppose we have one central value like this. So some points are here of the data from the data, and some points are here. So we compare that if this is your central value, then how many points are on the left hand side, means how many points are less than this central value, and how many points are greater than this central value. So if these numbers are equal, means the points on the left hand side, the number of points on the left hand side is equal to the number of points on the right hand side, then we say this data distribution is symmetric. So skewness is not there. So this is, we say that skewness is zero, because this is symmetrical data. Because on the left hand side, and when we observe the left hand side and right hand side on the data points, so we say that so there is symmetry in the data points. We have equal number of data points on the left hand side as well as on the right hand side. So but suppose if on one side the points are more the as compared to the other side, suppose on the right hand side we have more number of data points as compared to the points on the left hand side, means the points there are more points whose values are more than this central value, and or we can say we have less number of points whose values are less than this central value. So we say that on one side the concentration of data points is higher. So we say this is not symmetrical data. So this is not symmetrical distribution. Why it is not symmetrical? Because on both of these sides, left hand side and right hand side, we don't have equal number of points. So we say this data distribution is not symmetrical. So we say this, if data is not symmetrical, that means it is skewed data, means skewness is there. So the skewness is either positive or negative. If means we say that data is right skewed or left skewed, based on that on which side we have more number of points. So if we on the right hand side we have more number of points, we say that the skewness is positive, and we say it is right skewed data. Okay, on the right hand side we have more number of points, so we say it is right skewed data, or the skewness is positive. And similarly, if we have we have more number of points on the left hand side, as compared to the points on the right hand side. So we say that now the skewness is negative because we have more numbers on the left hand side. So we say that it is left skewed data. Skewness is negative and it is left skewed data because we have more number of points on the left hand side. So this is the concept of skewness. It measures the asymmetry of the data about the central value. So suppose this is your central value. So now we measure the symmetry of the data on both of the sides. So if we have equal shape on the left hand side and right hand side, so we say that data is symmetric. So skewness is 0. So if means on one side the shape is different, means there is no mirror image, so we say the data is asymmetric. And if it is asymmetric, so we say that it is skewed data. Now if it is skewed data, so either it is positively skewed data or negatively skewed data. So it would be means we can observe this based on the formula, the whether it is positively skewed data or negatively skewed data. So we will see this just after few seconds. Now, so now I assume that you know what is skewness. It measures the asymmetry of data about the central value. The word skewness means the lack of symmetry. Clear? Lack of symmetry. So skewness gives the idea about the shape of the curve which can draw the help of given data. So we can have some idea if you know the skewness of the data. So we have some idea of the shape of the data distribution. So how the data is scattered. So now if the curve drawn of the given data is not symmetrical about the central value but stretched on one side, it is stretched more on one side, then we say the data is skewed. Now how to measure that whether data is skewed or skewness is 0? So we have various formulas to observe the skewness of the data. The first is Karl Pearson coefficient. If you remember, initially in when we were discussing the I think moment, so we calculated some coefficient, the Karl Pearson coefficient beta 1, beta 2, gamma 1, gamma 2, right? So the Karl Pearson coefficient beta 1 represent the skewness of the data. So if you remember what was the formula for beta 1? Beta 1 was equal to mu3 square by mu2 cube. Mu3 square divided by mu2 cube. So it is a Karl Pearson coefficient which is beta 1, and beta 1 is known as the skewness coefficient. So means whenever we want to calculate the skewness using the Karl Pearson coefficient, so we have to measure the mu3 and mu2. And what is mu3? Mu3 is third central moment, the third moment about mean, and this is mu2, that is second moment about mean, second central moment. So we need to calculate both these moments, and based on this fraction we have the idea of skewness. Otherwise we have a different formula, we have more formulas. So in terms of mean, mode and median, we have another formula for skewness beta 1. It is mean minus mode by standard deviation. So if you don't want to calculate these moments, we want to calculate using mean, mode, median, so we will use this formula. So this is mean minus mode by standard deviation. So we need to calculate mean, mode and standard deviation, and based on this fraction we have the idea of skewness. Or means mean is represented by x bar, mode is mode, and standard deviation, if you remember that second central moment is mu2, which is variance of the data. So mu2 is the variance, and the square root of variance is standard deviation. So we can use this formula also. X bar means this is different notation only, otherwise these formulas are same. This is mean, this is mean, this is mode, this is mode, this is standard deviation, this is square root of mu2, that is standard deviation. So again we have one relation between mean, mode and median. Mean minus mode is equal to 3 times mean minus median. So here we have mode, here we have median. So suppose we already know the median of the data, so we will use this formula, this expression. So mean minus mode is 3 mean minus median. So replace this mean minus mode by this 3 mean minus median. So again we have another form of formula, 3 mean minus median divided by standard deviation. So we have three formulas, one using the moments, other two are using the mean mode median. So if you want to use mean and mode, use this formula. If you want to use mean and median, so use this formula. So we have three kinds of formulas. So now the types of skewness, like we already discussed about this, that zero skewness, when we will have the zero skewness, when data is symmetrical about the central value. So if you observe in this figure, the left hand side shape and the right hand side shape, they are equal. Means of course, means I'm not good at drawing, so you can have some difference between the shapes of left hand side and right hand side, but this is uh, these are similar shapes on the left hand side and right hand side. So this is central value. So we have equals, means the mirror image on the left hand side and right hand side. So we will say this is symmetrical data. So, so for symmetrical data, this zero skewness is 0. So beta 1 is 0. So this coefficient, the skewness which measures the skewness, beta 1 is 0. And if beta, so based on beta 1 value, we can decide whether the data distribution is skewed or not skewed. So if beta 1 is 0, we will say the skewness is 0, so it is not skewed data. If beta 1 is non-zero, that means either positive or negative, we will say that data is skewed. Now if beta 1 is positive, we will say that it is right skewed data, and if beta 1 is negative, we will say it is left skewed data. So these are some properties for symmetrical data, the mean, mode and median. All these parameters, all these measures of central tendency are equal for zero skewness, means symmetrical data. And for beta 1 is 0, means for right skewed data, the mode is less than the median and it is less than the mean. So these are some relations for left, means you may be asked in the exam that what is the relation between mean, mode, median for right skewed data or left skewed data or symmetrical distribution. So you must know these relations. So mean, mode, median, these all are equal for symmetrical data, and mode is less than median, less than mean for right skewed data. So this is mode. What is mode? Mode is most frequent value in the data distribution. So this is the peak. So peak is the mode. So this is mode. And you know that if the more points are on the right hand side, so mean would be here, and this is the middle value, means left hand, on the left hand side we have means we have 50% data points, and on the right hand side of this point, means median point, we have 50% points. So so this is the relation, and this relation is simply reverse. Mode greater than median, median greater than mean for the left skewed data. So because left skewed means we have longer tail on the left hand side, and for right skewed data we have longer tail on the right hand side. So here we have equal tails, here and here. So for right skewed data we have longer tail on the right hand side, for left skewed data we have longer tail on the left hand side. So for this, so mode is here, so mode is higher than the middle value, it is higher than the mean. So you have to remember these properties. Now the second concept, kurtosis. So kurtosis means you observe these three distributions. First is that this distribution, second is this distribution, and third is this distribution. So if you observe these three distribution, and suppose we have to differentiate these three distribution. So if you observe the measure of central tendency, in all of these figures we have equal central tendency. For first, for second, and for third, we have same central tendency, we have same central value. So we cannot differentiate based on the measure of central tendency. Again, if you means calculate the measure of dispersion, so in both means in all of these three figures, we have equal standard deviation. Means what is standard deviation? Means if you calculate the distance or of the data points from the central value, so it will give you the standard deviation or measure of dispersion. So in all these three figures, the measure of dispersion is also equal. Now the skewness. So what is skewness? Skewness, if you suppose if you uh, take this first distribution, so again this is central value, and for on the left hand side we and right hand side we have mirror image. So clear this here also the skewness is 0. Or for second figure, here to this point, here also we have mirror image, means the data is symmetrical. And for third also, this and this we have equal, means mirror image on both of the sides. So again, we cannot differentiate these three figures, these three distribution based on the skewness. So we cannot differentiate these three distribution based on measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion, and measure of skewness. So here the role of kurtosis comes in the picture. So what kurtosis measures? It measures the peakness of the data or flatness of the data as compared to the normal curve. So if you observe these three figures, this is more peak than the other two, and this is less peak than the other two. Clear? The first one is more peak than the other two distribution, and the last one, this third one, this is less peak than the other two distribution, and this is normal. So for kurtosis, we compare the distribution from the normal curve. So how to decide? And based on this, means if it is more peak, we will say the kurtosis, we say it is leptokurtic curve, means kurtosis is positive. And if it is less peak, we say this is platykurtic curve and the kurtosis is negative. Now how to decide the kurtosis is normal in shape, or it is more peak than the normal, or it is less peak than the normal? So we have the formula. So using this formula, we decide whether the curve is more peak or less peak, or it is normal in shape. So if it is normal in shape, we say that this curve is mesokurtic. So kurtosis is 0. So for this kurtosis is 0, for this kurtosis is positive, and for this kurtosis is negative. So these are the properties. So how to decide whether it is leptokurtic, mesokurtic, or platykurtic, or we say it is more peak or less peak, or uh, it is normal in shape. So we calculate the Karl Pearson coefficient beta 2. So beta 2 is equal to mu4 by mu2 square, that is fourth central moment divided by square of second central moment. So we need to calculate these two moments, and based on this fraction we can decide the what is the kurtosis of the distribution. So beta 2, so beta, and this is gamma 2, the other Karl Pearson coefficient, so which is equal to beta 2 minus 3. So this value will give you the idea whether the curve is leptokurtic, mesokurtic, or platykurtic. If this gamma 2 is 0, then we say it is mesokurtic curve, means kurtosis is 0. And if gamma 2 is greater than 0, we say that it is leptokurtic, that means kurtosis is positive. And this gamma 2 is less than 0, we say it is platykurtic curve, means kurtosis is negative. Clear? So this is the coefficient of kurtosis, this gamma 2. So gamma 2 is called the coefficient of kurtosis. So again, the types of kurtosis, we have already discussed these three categories. So first is leptokurtic, which is more peak than the normal, means when the gamma 2 is greater than 0. When gamma 2 is 0, we say it is mesokurtic, normal curve. And when gamma 2 is less than 0, we say platykurtic, more flatter than the normal. So we can decide based on the beta 2 also. So if beta 2 is greater than 3, again if beta 2 is greater than 3, then only this gamma 2 is greater than 0. Similarly, if beta 2 is 3, then only the gamma 2 is 0. and if beta 2 is less than 3, then only the gamma 2 is less than 0. So either you decide on beta 2 values or gamma 2 values. So it is more peak than the normal, neither peak nor flatter than the normal, more flatter than the normal. So we have to calculate either beta 2 or gamma 2 to decide whether the curve is lepto, meso or platycutic. So now the questions are very easy, as the first 4 central moments are these. So these are central moments, that means these are moments about mean, that means mu r. So first 4, that means mu1, mu2, mu3 and mu4. So mu1 is 0, mu2 is 2.5, mu3 is 0.7 and mu4 is 18.75. Now what we need to calculate, examine the skewness and kurtosis. So because we know the moments, so we will use the moments formula, and for kurtosis we know the moments formula only, but for skewness, one formula is that is in terms of moments, other formulas are in terms of mean, mode, standard deviation. But for this we need to calculate mean, mode and standard deviation, but directly we can apply that formula because we know the moments, so we will use the moments formula. So skewness coefficient is beta 1, which is mu3 square by mu2 cube. So what is mu3? 0.7. So 0.7 square divided by mu2 is 2.5 cube. So based on this is 0.03. So 0.03. Now kurtosis is beta 2. So beta 2 is mu4 by mu2 square. So mu4 is 18.75 and mu2 is 2.5. So it is coming 3. So now the beta 1 is greater than 0. So we will say skewness is positive, that is right skewed data. And since the beta 2 is 3, so we will say it is mesocutic, by because kurtosis is 0. Because if beta 2 is 3, then gamma 2 would be 3 minus 3 0. So it is mesocutic. Data is neither peak nor flatter than the normal distribution. Now into frequency distribution, the second moments about mean. So we have two frequency distributions. So what is the question? In two frequency distribution means we have two different frequency distribution, data distribution. The second moments about mean are 36 and 49. That means for one distribution, the second moment about mean is 36. For second frequency distribution, the second moment about mean is 49. So given moments about mean, so mu2, what is second moment about mean? It is mu2. The second moment about mean, that means second central moment, it is denoted by mu2. So mu2 is 36 and for second distribution it is 49. Similarly, the third moments about mean means mu3 for both of the distribution, 43.2, 85.75. So mu3 is 43.2 for first distribution and mu3 is 85.75 for second distribution. So we have two distributions now. Now compare the skewness in two frequency distribution. Means we have to compare these two data distribution based on skewness. So for first distribution, what is skewness? Skewness is beta 1. So beta 1 is mu3 square by mu2 cube. So mu3 is 43.2 and mu2 is it is 36. So 36 cube. So it is coming 0.04. And for second distribution, again beta 1 is mu3 square. The formula is same, mu2 cube. So for second distribution, mu3 is 85.75 and mu2 is 49. So it is coming 0.06. So if you compare the skewness is, if beta 1 is 0, then we say it is not skewed data, it is symmetrical data. And so if we compare these two values, it is more close to the 0. Clear? It is more close to 0 as compared to the second distribution. So for first distribution, skewness is close to 0. That means we will say it is more symmetric than the second distribution. Clear? Because its skewness is both for both of the distribution skewness is positive, here also, here also. So both for both distributions we have positive skewness, both are right skewed data. But among means between these two distribution, which distribution is more asymmetric, or we will say more symmetric? So the value which is more close to 0 is more symmetric. It is with respect to more symmetrical data, so it is more close to 0. So we will say first distribution is more symmetric about the central value. So beta 1 is less than the beta 2, so beta 1 is more close to 0, so first data is more symmetric. Or we will say second distribution is more asymmetric, because it is far from 0 as compared to the first distribution. Yeah. Now the fourth central moment is 48, that means mu4. The what must be its standard deviation SD in order that distribution be leptocutic, mesocutic, platycutic. So means we have to decide that if for one distribution the fourth central moment, that means mu4 is 48. So how means if we want to know that if the data distribution is leptocutic, what should be the standard deviation of that data distribution? If it is mesocutic, what should be the standard deviation of that distribution? And if it is platycutic, what should be the standard deviation of that distribution? So mu4 is given, that is 48. Now kurtosis is defined by beta 2, which is mu4 by mu2 square. So we know the mu4, which is 48. Now beta 2 is equal to 48 by mu2 square. Now we have to decide that what should be the standard deviation of that distribution to make it leptocutic or mesocutic or platycutic. So this beta 2, not beta 2, this is mu2, this mu2, if you remember, this is variance. Variance is standard deviation square, and variance is equal to mu2. Clear? The variance is mu2 for any distribution. Mu2 is mu2 represents that variance. So we have to decide the standard deviation, that means square root of this value. Clear? So variance is sigma square, that means standard deviation square is mu2. Now if distribution is leptocutic, means any distribution would be leptocutic if beta 2 is greater than 3. That we have we know this from these properties. Beta 2 is greater than 3, then the curve is leptocutic. So for leptocutic, the beta 2 value should be, it must be greater than 3. So for what is beta 2 value? 48 by mu2 square. That means 42 by mu2 square would be greater than 3. So when it would be greater than 3, when mu2 square would be less than 16. Clear? This mu2 square would go here, and this 3 would go in the denominator. So 48 by 3 is 16. So 16 greater than mu2 square. So mu2 square is less than 16. And when mu2 is square would be less than 16. So mu2 square. So we have to decide, because mu2 represents the variance, but we have to decide the standard deviation. So I'm converting this in terms of standard deviation. So mu2 is sigma square. Mu2 is sigma square. So this would be sigma square and whole square. So sigma to the power 4 is less than 16. So when the sigma to the power 4 would be less than 16, when sigma is less than 2. So standard deviation must be less than 2 when the distribution is leptocutic. Clearly, for mesocutic, beta 2 must be equal to 3. That means mu2 square would be equal to 16. So sigma to the power 4 would be equal to 16. That means when sigma is 2, that means standard deviation is 2, then this this distribution is mesocutic. Similarly, platycutic, when beta 2 is less than 3, that means mu2 square is greater than 16. That means sigma 4 is greater than 16. That means sigma is greater than 2. So when standard deviation is greater than 2, then this distribution would be platycutic. Now the next question, the first 3 moments about the origin. So about origin, that means now we have raw moments, mu1 dash, mu2 dash and mu3 dash, the first three moments. So we have been given mu1 dash, mu2 dash and mu3 dash. Now, or we can say this is v1, v2, v3. So examine the skewness of the data distribution. Now this is very indirect question. We have to decide the skewness, and for skewness we have the raw moments. But for skewness, what is the skewness? Skewness, for skewness we must know the central moments, but we have been given the raw moments. So first we have to convert these raw moments into central moments. So now you know how to convert raw moments into central moments using that relation. If you remember the previous lecture, the relation between moments. So this, so we have to we have to calculate the central moments using the raw moments. So this relation would be used. That means mute this relation, these relations. So so now because we have to calculate the skewness, and skewness is based on the central moments. So first we need to calculate the central moments using the raw moments. So the what is mu2? Mu2 is mu2 dash minus mu1 dash square, and mu2 dash is given n plus 1 by 2. Sorry, mu2 dash is n plus 1 to n plus 1 by 6, and mu1 dash is n plus 1 by 2 square. So after calculating this, simplifying this, we are getting n plus 1 n minus 1 by 12. So n square minus 1 by 12 is mu2. Similarly, mu3 is this. So after substituting all these values, we are getting 0. So now the skewness is equal to beta 1 is equal to mu3 square by mu2 cube. So we need to calculate mu3 and mu2 only. So mu3 is n square minus 1 by 12, and mu2 is mu2 is n square minus 1 by 12, and mu3 is 0. So 0 by something is 0. That means beta 1 is 0, and when beta 1 is 0, then we, in that case, we say skewness is 0. It is not, it is symmetrical data. So data is symmetrical about the central value. Now the Karl Pearson coefficient of skewness of a distribution is 0.32. Its standard deviation is 6.5. Mean is this 29.6. Find the mode of the distribution. So Karl Pearson coefficient of skewness, that means beta 1. So we have so we know the formula of skewness, which is mean minus mode by standard deviation. We know that this skewness, which is 0.32. So 0.32 and mean is 29.6. Mode we have to identify. So mode is mode, and standard deviation is 6.5. So everything is given to us. So directly we have to substitute all the values, nothing to calculate more. So mode, after simplifying this, you will get your mode. Now find out the kurtosis of the data given below. So data is class interval. So this is our X, and this is frequency. That means these are frequencies F. So X and F. Now we have to calculate kurtosis. And what is kurtosis? Kurtosis is beta 2, which is mu4 by mu2 square. So we need to calculate the fourth central moment and second central moment. Clear? And what is fourth central moment? Mu4 is summation Fi. This is the formula Fi x, because this is a continuous distribution. So for continuous distribution, mu4 is summation Fi x mid minus x bar to the power 4, because we need to calculate mu4, and divided by summation Fi. So we have to calculate this. Similarly, we need mu2 also. And what is mu2 for continuous distribution? It is summation Fi x mid minus x bar to the power 2 divided by summation Fi. So we need these two calculations for beta 2 to calculate the kurtosis. Now for these formula we need x bar. So first we need to calculate x bar, which is mean, arithmetic mean. So how to calculate arithmetic mean for continuous data? It is the formula is summation Fi x mid divided by summation Fi. So this is x, this is f. So x mid. So the middle point of 0, 10, 5. middle point 10, 20, 15, middle point to 20, 30, 25, middle point of 30, 40, 35. So this is X midpoint. Now we have to multiply these. So F into X mid. So frequency into mid, 1 into 5, 3 into 15, 4 into 25, 2 into 35. These values. Then next the summation. So summing up all the values, 220 divided by summation Fi means sum of all frequencies, 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2 is 10. So 10 to 220 by 10 is 22. So 22 is arithmetic mean. Now we need to calculate X mid minus X bar. So X mid minus X bar, that means X mid minus 22. X bar is 22. So X mid minus 22. So 5 minus 22, 15 minus 22, 25 minus 22, 35 minus 22, these values. Now on what is left, so now we need to calculate the square of these values and fourth power of these values. So where it is, we directly I have multiplied that, actually the square of this into Fi. So this is X mid minus X bar. So Fi into square of this. So 1 into minus 17 square is 289. Similarly, the 3 into minus 7 square, that means 3 into 49 is 147. Again 4 into this 3 square means 4 into 9, 36. 2 into 13 square, 2 into 169, so 338. So sum is 810. So 810 summation Fi is 10. So 81 is mu2. Next mu4. For mu4 we need fourth power of this. So Fi into fourth power of this difference. So here this. So 1 into minus 17 to the power 4 is this. 3 into minus 7 to the power 4 is this. So like this we have calculated all the values and the sum is this. So sum is this and summation Fi is 10. So this is this. Now Q2 is mu4. Mu4 is 14817 and mu2 is 81. So 81 square. So this is coming 2.258, which is less than 3. That means plateautic. It is less peak than the normal curve. Otherwise the coefficient of kurtosis is gamma out. It is represented by gamma 2. So either we compare through beta 2 or gamma 2. So gamma 2 is beta 2 minus 3. So beta 2 minus 3 is 2.258 minus 3. It is minus. So it is coming negative. So we will say data is plateautic. Kurtosis is negative. Now find the second, third and fourth central moments. That means mu2, mu3, mu4 of the frequency distribution given below. Hence find measure of skewness, measure of kurtosis. So we need to calculate the skewness and kurtosis based on moments, because first we need to calculate moments, then we need to calculate skewness and kurtosis. So the data is, this is X values, these are frequencies, the corresponding frequencies. Now the beta 1 is mu3 square by mu2 cube. So we need mu3 and mu2, and for beta 2 we need mu4 and mu2. Again also the QC, we have to calculate skewness, kurtosis, as well as the second, third and fourth central moment. So if they do not ask about second, third, fourth central moment, then also we need to calculate these moments, because for skewness and kurtosis we need these four moments, central moments: first, second, third and fourth. Clear? So the first because in formula we don't need mu1, so mu2, mu3 and mu4. So mu2 is for, because it is a continuous data form, continuous series. So for continuous series, mu2 is Fi X mid minus X bar square summation Fi. Mu3 is summation Fi X mid minus X bar cube by summation Fi, and mu4 is summation Fi X mid minus X bar to the power 4 by summation Fi. So we need calculate, and to calculate these we need X bar. So what is X bar for continuous distribution, continuous series? Summation Fi X mid by summation Fi. So first we need X midpoint. So calculate the middle point of these intervals here. Then F dot X mid, the frequency into X mid, the frequency into X mid, the frequency into X mid. So these column, the summation is this, and summation of frequencies is 100, 5 plus 15 plus 20 plus 35 plus 10 plus 10 plus 5. So this is that value. So we are getting 126.5. Clear? it is 126.5, the x bar. Now we need this x mid minus x bar square. So first calculate the x mid minus x bar. So this is x mid minus x bar. So x mid means 112.5 minus x bar. X bar is 126.5. So 112 minus 112.5 minus 126.5. It is minus 14. 117.5 minus 126.5 minus 9. 122.5 minus 126.5 minus 4. So these are positive values. 127.5 minus 126.5, 1611. So like this, this is the difference. Now square. This is the f dot x mid minus x bar. Now the here for mu2 we need a frequency into square of this difference. So frequency into square of this difference, that means 5 into square of minus 14 is 980. 15 into minus 9 square means 15 into 81 is this. Similarly all these. So we have to calculate all this. This is 5400. So 5400 summation fi is 100. So mu2 is 54. So for mu3 we need frequency into cube of this difference. So 5 into cube of this value is this. So like this, all the values, this is the summation. This summation by summation fi 100.5. For mu4 we need frequency into fourth power of this difference. So frequency means f5 into minus 14 to the power 4. So this value. So like this we have these values. This is the summation. So this summation, so mu4 divided by this value divided by a summation fi is this. So now beta 1 is this. So mu3 is 100.5 and mu2 is 54. So it is 0.06, which is greater than 0, which means right skewed. For beta 2 it is 2.6. Mu4 is this, mu2 is this. So 2.65, which is less than 3. This is platycutic. Or we either we use these coefficient to measure the skewness and kurtosis, or gamma form. So gamma 1 is, if you remember, it is plus minus square root of beta 1. So if mu3 is positive, we check we take the positive sign of this value, and if mu3 is negative, we take the negative sign from this value. Clear? Now, so for mu3 is positive, so gamma 1 would be positive. So gamma 1 is equal to positive plus means square root of this value, beta 1. Beta 1 is 0.06. So square root of 0.06 is 0.25, which is greater than 0, again right skewed. So either you compare this beta 1 or gamma 1, the concept would be same. If both are greater than 0, then it would be right skewed. Now for skewness, kurtosis, either we compare beta 2 or gamma 2. For beta 2 we compare from the 3, and for gamma 2 we compare from the 0. So gamma 2 is beta 2 minus 3, so this minus 3, so negative. So it is platycutic, that means less than 0 means platycutic. So again, one more question. Assume that a firm has selected a random sample of 100 forms from its production line and obtain the data shown in the table below. So this is these are the class intervals. These are corresponding frequencies x and f. Calculate mean, standard deviation, and skewness. So now we have to calculate skewness. So we can use any of the formula, either using the central moments or using the mean, mode, median. But here in this question, because we need to calculate mean and standard deviation also, so we will apply that formula, means this formula, because we need to calculate mean and standard deviation. So only thing is mode is left. So we will calculate mode also, and directly we will calculate beta 1. Otherwise, if you if you calculate mean, standard deviation, and you use different formula for skewness, so for that you need to calculate mu2 and mu4. So the calculation would be higher. So to reduce the calculation, we use these values to calculate the skewness. Otherwise, your choice is yours. Either use central moment formula or the mean, mode, median formula. So so we need to calculate mean first. So what is mean for continuous data? These are x values, these are frequencies. So x mid for continuous data, x mid is, these are middle points, next frequency into middle point, so 3 into this, 12 into this, 21 into this, so all these values, summation is this, so sum is this divided by summation fi, so total of frequencies is 100, so 100, so this is 147.2 is the mean. Now standard deviation, if you remember, standard deviation formula is square root of summation fi x mid minus x bar is square divided by summation fi for continuous data, because it is continuous distribution. So for this we need fi, we have the fi. Now x mid minus x bar is square, so this is x mid minus x bar, mid minus x bar is 147.2, so 132 minus 147.2 is this, 137 minus 147.2 is this, like this we have all the number, 162 minus 147.2 we have this, so this is a difference. Now f into square of this difference, so frequency 3 into square of this is this, 5 into square of this, so this, so like this we have all the values, so sum is 5196, summation fi is 100, so this is 7.208. So we have now mean and standard deviation. Now to use this formula, mean minus mode upon standard deviation, we need to calculate mode also. So for mode is L plus H f1 minus f0 to f1 minus f0 minus f2. This is for modal class. So first we need to calculate the modal class. So how to observe the modal class? The x corresponding to the interval corresponding to highest frequency is modal class. So among these values, 28 is highest. So this is the corresponding x interval is our modal class. So this is our modal class. And for this modal class, we calculate this formula. So L is the lower limit of this modal class, 145. H is interval difference, so 145 to 149 difference is 4, so we have to take positive difference. So next f1 minus f0, f1 is 28 and f0 is its previous frequencies, means 21, and this is 2f1 f0, and f2 is next frequency, so to 19. So based on this you already know how to calculate the mode. So this is mode. So after substituting all the values, mean, mode and standard deviation, this is skewness. So beta 1 is greater than 0, so positively skewed, that means right skewed. Or I have solved this question using the moment also to tell you that it is not that if you use this formula and you use this formula you will get the same value, you will get the different values. Clear? But the concept would be same. If it is right skewed, then from here also we will get the right skewed data. If it is a left skewed, so from here also we will get left skewed. But the values may be different, because we don't calculate, we don't observe the values, we observe the sign of that value to analysis whether it is positively skewed or right skewed. So if it is greater than 0, it is positively skewed. So whatever the value is, we want to observe only it is positive or negative or 0. So the values may be different, but concept would be same. It is positively skewed, so here also we are getting positively skewed data. So using this formula, means in terms of central moment, mu3 square by mu2 cube. So mu3 is summation fi x mid minus x bar cube by fi. So we have calculated this also, this here. So the sum is f into cube of this difference. So 3 into cube of this. Same 5 into cube of this is this. So here also we have calculated 28 into cube of this. So we are getting these values. So sum is 3381.63. So here we are getting mu3 is 33.81 and mu2 is variance, and variance is standard deviation square. So standard deviation is 7.208. So 7.208 square is 51.96. So after substituting these values, we are getting 0.0081. Here also beta 1 is greater than 0. So we will say it is right skewed. And for coefficient of skewness, we calculate gamma 1. So gamma 1 is square root of beta 1, and it will take the sign as the sign of mu3. So if mu3 is positive, the gamma 1 would be positive. If mu3 is negative, gamma 1 be negative. So mu3 here is positive. So the gamma 1 is also positive. So square root of beta 1 value. So beta 1 is 0.0081. So here also we have positive value greater than 0. That means it is right skewed data. So like here also we have the questions. The first 4 moments of a distribution about the value 5 of the variable are these. Calculate the moment coefficient of skewness. So moment coefficient of skewness, that means beta 1. And so this is not gamma 2, this is gamma 1. I think by mistake I have written gamma 2, it is gamma 1. Beta 1 is skewness and gamma 1 is coefficient of skewness. Clear? So we have to calculate coefficient of skewness. Moment coefficient of skewness, that means using the moments we have to calculate the skewness. So moment formula, the beta 1 means skewness formula in terms of moment is mu3 square by mu2 cube. So we need mu3 and mu2. So what is given to us? We have been given the raw moments, because these are 4 moments about the point A, about the point 5. So it is not about mean, it is about an arbitrary point. So it is, these are raw moments. So raw moments, mu1 dash is 2, mu2 dash is 20, mu3 dash is 40, and mu4 dash is 50. So the moments are about 0.5. Now because we in the skewness we need the central moment, so we will calculate the central moment. So mu1 is always 0, mu2 is mu2 dash minus mu1 dash square, so this is 16, and mu3 is this, so after substituting value it is minus 64. So beta 1 is minus 64 square by 16 is cube, so it is coming 1. So now the because we need to calculate coefficient of skewness, gamma 1 is coefficient of skewness, and gamma 1 is what? Plus minus square root of beta 1. So beta 1 value is 1, but we will take the sign as per the mu3 sign. So mu3 is in this case is negative, so we will take negative of beta 1 value. So square root of 1, that means minus 1. Clear? As mu3 is negative. So this is not 2, this is 1. So gamma 1 is negative minus 1. That means it is negatively skewed data. This is the same question, I think. The first 4 moments of a distribution about 0.4 are these. So again we have the raw moments. Now evaluate the Karl Pearson coefficient beta 1, beta 2, and comment about the skewness and kurtosis of the distribution. So you know, everything is now known to you. Beta 1 is this, beta 2 is this. We have raw moments. First we will calculate the central moment using these relations, and after substituting these values, beta 1 is coming 0, beta 2 is coming 2.89. So it is not skewed data because beta 1 is 0, skewness is 0, so distribution is symmetrical. And gamma 2, beta 2 minus 3, so beta 2 is 2.89 minus 3, it is negative, that means distribution is platyputic. So like this we have completed these topics. So, and also this unit, in this unit we had measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion, what was there initially, what we studied correlation, regression, curve fitting, then so in this unit we studied about correlation, regression, curve fitting, measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion, the moments, skewness, and kurtosis. So here one topic is left, which is moment generating function. I will cover that topic in the next unit because it is related to the distributions. So in next unit we will study about some distributions like normal distribution, Poisson distribution, binomial distribution. So there I will cover the last topic of this unit, moment generating function. So till now we have completed all the topics except the MGF, moment generating function. So measure of central tendency tells us about the single value around which we expect that all the data points concentrated. And the measure of dispersion is that how far the points are from the central value. and so means how the points are scattered around the central value. And the third one is the skewness, which is which tells us the asymmetry of the data around the central value, means on the left hand side, on the right hand side of the central value, how many points are there. So on, if on one side the points are more than the other side, so we will say the data is skewed. And kurtosis measures the peakness or flatness of the data as compared to the normal curve. So it is either leptocutic, means if it is more peak than the normal, and it is platycutic when it is less peak than the normal curve, and for normal curve it is called mesocutic.